He's here to kill children. That's what Knuckles is known for in these games. There's also an item in this area that I should get because you need it really badly for the final level. You can do the final level without it, but I really should get it.
And you have to get it now at the very beginning of the game?
Yeah, and it's hidden, and it's hard to get. Like, you would never know to actually go get it either.
My God.
Yeah. How about
Why are they all wiggly and not like buttons?
I don't know. That's another part of the Sonic lore that really did something to people, you know?
Those buttons make me uncomfortable.
I
don't think you hit the nipple buttons hard enough.
I don't think I did.
Twist them around a little. Really work them.
I've been doing that to your wife and
Patrick, most of my life is about making sure I'm better at sex than you.
That's fair. I feel that way about my dad. Anyways, welcome to the Anything Cast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
And we're playing more Sonic because Eric doesn't know anything about Sonic. My father was dying at a young age for me, and your mother was just generally not there. So, you know, we're the Parental Issues podcast.
Are we the Parental Issues podcast? Is that what this podcast is about?
That's what this podcast is
Parental
about.
neglect and abuse. Yeah.
What am I missing?
I don't know, dude. This is on you.
I'm restarting the stage.
Are you gonna get the special end stage MacGuffin?
Yeah, I have to. I'm gonna get that while we're here because I don't want to do the final level without it.
You gotta speed run this game. If you don't make it, you know.
Every level is speed runnable except for these. This is just the one where it's like, well, it's gonna be as fast as you can get it. That's it.
I see. A little bit too many dice rolls on this one, huh?
Well, it's generally because Knuckles is black. That one time you measured Will's skull, and that's been just generally the only time that I've ever known anything about it.
Well, you know, I mean, you get the doctorate by going to this guy named Jed's house.
Okay. Is he a doctor too? Is it like a university?
I think so. Oh, what's the one called? The
American History X?
No, like the KKK one, like Triumph of the People or something. I don't remember what it was called. That big movie that they had with all the people on horses and they tell history, quote unquote.
History quote. That's what you know. That's how you know the history's good.
Kind of about like how, like, you know, the slaves were really better off and having a good time, you know, stuff like that.
Have you ever heard somebody make that argument here?
I don't think I've ever heard it in earnest. I've heard people mention that it exists, but it's often not.
It's only from like people that are legitimately about to die. Like, you know, like they're not in good health, and I guess that came out wrong. It sounds like I'm saying like the last thing they want to do is just stick it to the blacks. Yeah, they just want to stick it to them one more time.
It's like, well, I'm dying. I should probably reinstate slavery.
You know how some insects have like and dogs and animals have some special thing that they do when they're about to die, and they feel it and they go out into the woods and they hide. Yeah. Mississippians, they get ingrained and they're like, well, I guess I have to reinstate slavery.
Yeah, right before we die here in Mississippi, we become hardened Confederates. Like it happens, you know. But if you make it to the age of like 75, between the age of 75 and 100, you're just a terrible racist. But after that, if you make it to 101, you turn back into being a super nice person.
Yes, yeah, that is how it works.
Mm-hmm. It's like the ghost of the Confederacy possesses people.
The ghost of the Confederacy?
Yes.
He has a name. It's Robert E. Lee.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Getting possessed by the ghost of Robert E. Lee is actually a rather common thing around here. He wasn't even from here, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he was either.
I think a lot of those guys are from like Virginia.
Well, I mean, like, Virginia was 1,000,000 miles long at the time, too. Virginia was most of the country.
I think it had a lot to do with the military academy over there, too.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that people, you know, got around less. So people who lived near military academies tend to go to military academies more often than people who don't.
I mean, like, we lived near a military academy.
In the mid-1800s.
Oh, yeah. There wasn't a lot to do. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and transportation wasn't amazing. You know, so generally speaking, you got a job doing something near where you were born.
Yeah.
So
I kind of do wish that I lived in that era.
And,
do you think you could have done that? You think you could have cut a guy's leg off?
I mean, if it was necessary, I guess. Like, it would have... I don't think that would have been my career, no.
I could see myself doing that for a career. Just cutting, like, being in the Civil War.
Stuff for dogs, so, like, you know, that gets rough. You got to hold them down. They don't know what's going on.
You have to give them whiskey.
Yeah, you force feed them whiskey and morphine, and then, you know, you do things that they would never let you do otherwise.
I think we're about to get another upskirt on Amy.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that skirt is precarious.
It's insane.
It's
like,
just
they knew
hovering
exactly what they were doing. See,
Every
Patrick,
time
zoom in.
There it is!
There it is! Yes! Do you know how old Amy is?
Like 7.
She's 12. Knuckles is...
I assume none of the rules here make sense, so I assumed that
Amy's
they were...
12. I think Tails is 14, Knuckles is 17, and Rouge the Bat is 18. Like, they're just
Rouge the Bat is, like, cool then.
Yes,
like,
that's what I... Yeah.
Okay.
Patrick, put up some cool... You ready for the worst thing in the game?
Oh, I just want to say this real quick before we move on.
Yeah.
This does look terrible, but the other day, someone at my work said it's nice having a man around here because, you know, it's a female-dominated workspace.
Yeah.
And all I could think of is that, like, there's this dude here who's, like, 18, and then I thought about it for a second, and I was like, wait a minute, I'm 36. He's 18.
Yep.
18 times 2 is...
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I think I see why
Did
this
it ever occur to you that
black
he's
woman in
useless?
her mid-40s would not consider that also having a man around?
Yeah, of course.
The difference is essentially night and day.
So this is what you do to speedrun this? Is you just constantly drift?
Really?
Yeah, so you're just constantly making this drifting noise, and it's just aggressively annoying.
It's intensely annoying.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
That is the best way. That is legitimately the best way to do it. I'm not doing great, but I'm doing way better than I would be if I wasn't doing this.
I see.
Is
this just a time trial? Is that it?
You just have to get to the end of the stage, and I think that it matters how fast you get there. You can't run out of time.
Doesn't seem like anything's like really stopping you. You're just causing chaos and traffic incidents.
I'm killing everybody.
Like that was a mother on her way to soccer practice with her 3 children.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the neighbor boy.
That is what this what this game is about. Is that the President's Limousine? No, that's not
that
it.
was a sedan. That man was a manager at a Costco.
These people are getting less and less important.
Enough money to retire.
Yeah, but I mean,
he was finally going to pursue art and move out to the country.
Okay. I was gonna say they're getting less and less important as we go along. That like I'm starting to feel like okay about killing the guy at the Costco because
he was really looking forward to having his granddaughter over to practice her archery. Now that he was going to have a yard for once.
The first thing I killed was a woman and her children, so I'm kind of all right with killing the guy from the Costco if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay, I see. So
comparatively.
We're just like, you know, putting a like hard value on people's lives.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Okay.
I mean, monetarily, a woman can breed.
If this we're just talking the money, yeah, Palestine, that's just bad business. That'd be the dumb choice, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
That's why Knuckles is.
That's why Knuckles supports Israel.
Of course.
Yeah.
Knuckles is a capitalist.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's why him and Rouge the Bat get along. She's just a. There it is. She's a gem thief, and he's a capitalist. He's a Jew.
I just realized
Patrick,
that's like,
show Knuckles his nose. See
there's
that?
just like a picture. Oh.
Yep. You want to see something else? Patrick, put up Sonic and Tails' nose. You see a pattern?
Why
do they all look like that, Eric? Yeah, they got the codes to the Ark somehow. They're just stealing from the president.
They just went to the president's limo and stole like the nuclear football, essentially.
We're receiving an incoming signal from our agent.
Their
agent.
Is
this Agent Shadow and Rouge? Is that it? Is the
Who
president
do you think their agent is?
Shadow and Rouge.
No, Shadow's. This is his first game, dude. He doesn't even know there is a president.
It's definitely Shadow.
Okay, yeah. So tell me about what's your most traumatic memory from when you were a child, Eric, while we just go through this annoying part.
Most traumatic memory from when I was a child.
What bothers you the most and keeps you up at night?
That's a good question, actually.
Yeah? I mean, you were an alcoholic for quite a while. There's got to be something that you were running from. This has got to be like a memory leak or something, right? Okay.
It flashed back to the Is it going to do it again, though?
I don't know. I guess it's just keeping us on our toes, that's all. Making sure we're paying attention.
There you go.
That's how this game works.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Now,
I hope it's not because we're recording.
I mean,
something.
it could be.
Yeah, it easily could be.
You're running a lot of things at once.
Oh no! I died.
Sonic!
When I die, I'm gonna call out my boyfriend's name.
We're assuming these are all drones, I guess, right?
You know what? I don't think they ever go into it. I would hope so. Otherwise, they're gonna have tails at the. What's the court that they put the Nazis in?
Oh, the Nuremberg trials?
Nuremberg trials with tails and that's one of those things where like it's hard to qualify for, right? Like if it takes dedication, attention to detail, and a lifetime commitment to your call.
How many Nazis do you think were autistic?
Oh yeah, like most of them, right? Because they're like, my king will kill all like the thing about like genetics and pure breed stock and stuff. It's just such autistic attention to detail that it has to be most of them were autistic.
Yeah, considering the general fact that, like, you know, smart parents who are, like, successful and hardworking are not necessarily going to make, like, smart, hardworking kids. Half the time, successful people make the most kids. I mean, non-successful people also neglect and abuse children at a rampant rate. It's not like...
It's not just you.
Yeah, it's kind of... That's not the deciding factor, I guess. You know, there's a lot of factors.
Well, you're very poor, and you neglect the shit out of your kids.
Oh yeah, no.
Your wife's worse than you, but I mean, I rest my case in general.
I mean, I'm not sure if I want to look at them as like food I don't want to eat. Well, that's all. You know, that's kind of my go-to for ghosts. You know, if I shoot the ghost first thing, we can go ahead and skip all the Scooby-Doo. Right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like,
there's no taking the mask off and then being like, oh, it was a guy all along.
Yeah, like, because if they just take the bullet to the chest and drop, then like, you know, now I can skip a lot of extra steps.
That's a good question. Why did the mystery gang never just
buy a gun?
Just buy a gun.
It was the 60s. It wouldn't have been that hard.
People are gonna get mad that I'm feeding these the penguins, but I don't care.
Hey, look. Tigers get eaten in the wild all the time.
Yes.
It's normal. It's natural. Okay. What do you think? Meat comes from the supermarket, you dumb?
I was gonna say. I mean, like, the last time I killed a tiger, one of the women that I work with, her husband is going to Africa next week to go kill things.
Oh.
Like, just straight up, that's exactly what he's doing. No concerns about it. He's not worried about the ethics or morals or the implications. He's just going over there to shoot the fuck out of some random animals in the Sahara.
Well, to be completely fair, certain environmentalists in Africa have kind of like weaponized that for environmentalism.
Really?
Yeah, what they do is, so, okay, let's say I've got an elephant preserve, right?
Yeah.
And on this elephant preserve, I have, 47 elephants, okay?
Okay.
Active families and, like, all sorts of stuff, okay?
So now, you let some American come shoot them.
No, listen. I've got this bull elephant who's, like, got problems. And he done, like, ripped his testicles off on, like, a tree stump, like, 2 years ago, and he's never really been the same since.
Okay, so you're just putting him down?
And he is pissed off all the time for no reason, and he keeps attacking all the females when they go in heat.
I see.
And, and he's not letting the other males come near either. He's going to single-handedly ruin the entire elephant preserve.
So basically exactly what's happening to Will right now as we speak. I still wouldn't, like, trust them. There's no reason to... I'm getting... Eric, help,
bad touch.
Eric.
The sand people from Africa still, like...
sand people? That's from Star Wars, Eric. You're thinking
no D at the end. I think they still hunt giraffes. And funny thing is, they use, like... They don't use, like, guns, and they don't even use, like, big weapons. All they do is they use like a dinky little bow.
I'm getting raped again, Eric.
Oh,
Eric.
That's a bad time to get raped. They hit it with basically a poison dart from their tiny dinky little bows. And then they just track the giraffe. And they found the perfect poison that kills the shit out of the giraffe with barely any in it, while at the same time not tainting any of the meat.
Okay.
And so they track that down for like 2 or 3 days, drag it back to the village once it dies. And then they just eat that motherfucker for like a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole giraffe. I would imagine you can... No!
They have like a average of like a 15, 20-hour work week. They're super efficient, and then they just f around and like make flutes out of.
That's what
like,
I think about that all the god time. Village life. People are like, yeah, it would have sucked to live back then. And I'm like, no. I mean,
it kind of just depends. If there's nothing going on, it could be alright.
Yeah, I mean, like it was bad when war happened, but other than that, you were just chilling and like growing crops and it could be chill. Yeah. I could live in that environment and just grow crops.
They were just hunter-gatherers for the longest time, and they still are to some extent. Like, a lot of them aren't anymore.
Getting in a blood feud with another man for knocking up his wife and then, like, fighting him to the death in, like, front of my entire family and her.
Yeah, you don't get that kind of satisfaction in life anymore.
No, Mississippi, we just don't have that anymore. Ever since they took away dueling, really, from
I was just thinking about dueling.
Yeah.
I was like,
Do you have any idea how fast you would have killed me by now if dueling was still a thing?
Oh God, I've killed you in high school.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, and a lot of others though.
Yeah, there would have been a lot.
The list
would you have been one of those guys who throw down your glove?
No, I would slap people with the glove.
Okay, makes sense. I was gonna say you'd make it look like Michael Jackson.
What some people who've been watching the show for a long time might have realized is that my body is actually amorphous, kind of like the Thing. I can just grow more or less limbs or kind of like change. I just like this form whenever I'm around for recording the podcast.
It's like the exact opposite of what your wife likes too. When I go over to your house, you're like an entirely different human being.
Oh, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but,
Black, I would call it black. It's cultural appropriation, dude. You're appropriating being black for sex and having a big penis? That's just, I mean, black people are more than like a stick between their legs.
I just want to go ahead and put this out there. Like, there's nothing wrong with fetishizing something as long as that, like, doesn't bleed into your day-to-day. Like, you could find something, like, fetishistically, like, enjoyable and like not like get weird every time you meet an Asian woman.
Hell, I disagree.
Or something.
Honestly, if it doesn't get weird and it doesn't affect your day-to-day, do you really even have a fetish?
Well, that's just because your fetish ended up with you not being allowed on schools anymore. But like,
I haven't been allowed around churches anymore. But school, the stuff for the school.
After what you did to the Bible, I don't think anywhere that holds the Bible sacred would allow you in there.
The statute
anymore.
of limitations was up on the school thing, so I got away with that.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. It is generally the same idea.
I mean, God knows if she'd have survived, you'd have never gotten away with it.
Oh, yeah, of course. And the fact that it's a black church. When Trump was in office, nobody gave a shit about my racial crimes.
Oh, yeah. As soon as Trump hit office, it's just like hate crimes were just legal again in Mississippi. Like gender, race, religion, It
didn't matter. As long as it was hate-fueled, honestly, everybody was into it.
Yeah, as long as I didn't understand it and, didn't like it, then it was okay for me to do whatever.
As long as I didn't understand it. That's a good way of looking at it.
I don't have time to, figure out all this liberal hippie.
That's true.
And
it is liberal hippie. Let's be honest.
I don't have time to figure out human rights.
What? I mean, are we talking about, racial hate crimes here? Because they're not human.
I always wanted to become president just to kill people. I feel like that's the goal.
That was what Andrew Jackson did, right? Just basically became president so he could kill people.
He didn't wait.
No, he definitely didn't wait. He killed people while he was a general somehow.
He killed people while he was in office, didn't he?
Yeah, yes. Multiple people, I believe.
Yeah, he killed 3 or 4 people just around.
That's my president, dude. We're almost done with the hero thing.
Really?
Yeah, we're almost done. We are more than halfway through.
Good God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. I'm embarrassing myself.
That's actually kind of neat. Oh, my God. It's like crawling on the ground. What's wrong with it?
Crawling on the ground, man. But Sarge, we're smoking a cigarette guy. He's gone to the great toy box in the sky.
Ah. I like how none of them had guns either. It's just
of course not.
It's like, bro, all of you would have been thrown away as soon as I got the pack.
Absolutely. I mean,
where's the rifleman?
Generally, I like talking on the radio guy, though. Talking on the radio guy was cool. I wanted to fuck around with talking on the radio because he was over there talking on the radio, dude. He's got a radio. It was one of them nom radios. Did you play with Green Army Men as a kid? Were you that kind of kid?
Stuff, yeah. I kept playing with those I would add in different toys. I had micro machines, and I found those did really good when I started getting into the Gunpla, the Gundam models.
Yeah.
Those, really worked well together.
I generally got upset when I realized that there wasn't really a game you could play with the Green Army men.
Not really, no.
They just kind of set them up and made a diorama, and that was it.
I was kind of like D&D minded to a certain extent. I just kind of made up scenarios and stuff.
Yeah, me too. I just, I also wanted to like have some rules and like be able to fight them or something, roll some dice or something. I wanted it to be Warhammer 40K, turns out.
Yeah, well, it turns out there was something like that waiting for you in the sidelines there.
God, I want to play 40K again.
Yeah, at some point we're going to do that sometime soon.
At some point we've got to play 40K again. Playing 40K is a lot of fun.
I already understand the basics of it. I just need like the manual to figure out what the things I have do.
Yeah, of course. And then once you play that army a few times, you've got all that memorized, and then you can just play the game really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
But it's like a multiplayer tabletop strategy game, so like,
it's just like having sex with a woman. Like, you do it a couple of times and you've got all of it down. Like, you just understand every, like, facet of it.
I guess in and of the fact that if you play Warhammer 40K, that is now your wife and you will never have sex with a woman again. I guess it's kind of like that.
Yeah, and if you have sex with a woman, then you
will also never play Warhammer 40K, right? Like, so there's clearly a relation between having sex and Warhammer 40K.
Oh yeah, there is.
Just not
Patrick,
the one.
Put up some of the relation of playing 40.
We did it. Let's go, Amy. Yeah.
What? Who the fuck is this we?
Also, why is Amy here?
Why is Amy here?
Why is Amy here?
Why are you bringing a 12-year-old girl? How old is Sonic again?
Sonic is 14, I think.
Same as Tails?
14, 16.
Okay, 14.
The real question,
12,
Eric,
14, 16, 17, and then Rouge the Bat's the only good one, 18, right?
That's right. Well, Cream's mom. Cream's mom is also, she's like 20.
Oh, I'll cream her mom.
Yeah, she's 20, yeah. I can't remember her name. I watched porn of her yesterday, and I can't remember what her name is.
Cream's mom?
Yeah, Cream's mom. There's, and Cream's bad. You can't
Not Cream.
To Cream. She's
not
like,
Cream, no.
She's like 8 or 10 or something. So...
Can't help but notice you haven't said anything about Amy.
Amy's 12.
No, I mean,
said that
you
first.
did say that. You said that a while ago, but when you said Cream the Rabbit, you then prefaced that with that is bad, and you should not look up porn of that.
Eric, I've already said that I'm
missing
to porn of tape.
Oh, what the Why is there a normal space shuttle in the pyramid? Just a completely normal space shuttle, like what you would expect to see.
It's the I don't remember what the name of this fucking space
why
shuttle
was
is.
the door open? He just walked in normally. Why was the door open as the engine was being turned on? Fellow degenerates, get ready to get really excited. What is Amy?
She's a hedgehog.
Oh, she's also a hedgehog?
Yeah, it's Amy the hedgehog.
Okay.
Amy Rose.
Yeah. Prepare to get really excited when we see 14-year-old Amy the Hedgehog's panties.
12-year-old
12, sorry.
More excited.
It looks so real. Even a machine can't tell the difference. I'll find the
Even a machine can't tell that. Did they get an actual child to do this? They did, didn't they?
No, it's a woman, but there's
that explains why it's unintelligible.
They didn't give them line direction. So they just gave them the lines.
Oh, they just went with the first take on everything, didn't they?
They gave them the lines, and they didn't give them any direction or any like explanation of the story.
Oh, video game voice acting sure has come a long way.
Sure has.
I mean, there was some good shit that was made before this. Legacy of Kain, Metal Gear Solid 1, but like, God.
Those were the standouts, definitely.
Now, that's more like, that became more of a standard.
Movies, dude. Nowadays, it's absurd. It's
which part?
The audio, like the voice acting. It's like they use actual actors and they scan in real people, and
yeah,
it's just absurd. It's ridiculous.
It's a lot better than it used to be.
Something about me hates it too, and I wish it would go back to being cheesy and dumb.
It's because they're cutting corners in other ways because other things are cheaper, and a lot of the soul that went into doing it the hard way back in the day is lost in translation.
No, I think it's just that black lady that's in everything.
Aunt Jemima?
Yeah. Look at Tiago, dude.
Hey!
It's your wife!
It's my wife. Did you just kidnap my wife to feed to your
we're gonna
goblin?
feed her. We're gonna feed her to
You're gonna feed that thing to your onion goblin back in your beach like cove of shame.
That's generally how we treat your wife in the first place. Well, I mean, you do. I don't.
That's how you treat your wife. Remember, I'm a cuck.
One of these days, that's what the podcast is going to be about.
Yeah,
it's going to be footage
audio of people f***ing dogs.
It's going to be footage of your wife, dog, and me and you just sitting in the corner in the cuck chair doing the podcast. Mm-hmm. That's what the show is going to be about.
That's just happening in the background as we're talking about Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, actually, that does check out. That is exactly what our lives are like.
I'm a really cool adult. I'm glad I'm so successful as an adult now. My life really went the way I wanted it to go.
It's the success that does it. And that's what turns you into that.
I'm a victim of my own success, man. I really am.
And that's how pay pigs feel. They're like a victim of their own. They've got tons of money, and they're just complete victims of their own success, and they're just they just want some woman to feed money to.
I mean, I guess.
Like, you can't feel good about that, right? Like,
I don't think a pay pig normally knows that they're a pay pig.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, it's a fetish thing where you're like,
oh, okay. Yeah, I guess then.
I saw footage today of like a TikTok account where a woman is like, where she's got like a pay pig that just gives her money, and she just calls him fat and like a slob and like a useless cuck and
yeah, give me money, you useless cuck. No woman's ever gonna love you anyway.
Yeah, and then he's just like, yes, mistress. And, you know, like he's just obviously getting off on it. And I was like, God, I wish when I gave my wife money that I got that hard. Why does it keep happening?
I had to acknowledge it because you keep making fun of your wife on this podcast.
Oh, God. It literally has to be like the
Your love for your wife is what's running this podcast.
Eric, I've never loved my wife.
God, yeah. Imagine if you hadn't done Tails level fast.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
God
your children's testicles would have been slowly removed with an ice cream scoop if you hadn't done Tails level fast.
You mean my kids or the ones that you let me borrow?
I mean, just whatever ones you own at the time.
Look, there's Big the cat.
Oh, son of a Big!
He's in every level. He's in every single level, and I don't know where he is in all of them, but I could have showed him to you.
I didn't know he was actually in there. I thought you were
No, he's in every level.
Holy
In the first level, he gets run over by the truck. So
what the hell?
Yeah, people hated him so much that he's like a joke now.
But it's Big the cat.
I know. He's sexy.
Who would dislike
Patrick,
Big the cat?
Show on screen how sexy Big. That's really someone's actual feelings on Big the cat. That's the worst part.
No way. That's not like its own subgenre of fetishes.
Oh yeah, dude. Do you have any idea how much Big the cat inflation I've seen? He is like the most inflated Sonic character, easy.
Oh yeah. Cumflation, reverse impregnation, or reverse birthing.
Yeah, Patrick, put up some reverse. I'm not even going to do Chao World this time. I'm just going to do the next stage, and then I guess we'll probably be done. We'll probably be done for the night.
If you suck again and take 6 full minutes.
Jesus.
Because, you're not autistic enough to be a true Sonic fan, and Sonic's going to visit you tonight, and he's going to steal your penis because you're not worthy to have it anymore.
It's true.
And it's going to go in his penis bag, and he's going to have to bring it up and give it to Tails, and, it's going to be used to power his space plane.
Yeah, that is generally what happens. I do have bad news, Eric.
Oh?
This is the longest level in the game. I'm pretty sure.
So that you might legitimately, okay.
Yeah. Either
Maybe
this
you can
or
stretch this into 6 minutes.
Either this or the Rouge level that's just like it is the strongest level in the game, easy.
I see. Wait, the strongest level? So you're saying it's a good level, too?
No. I just misspoke. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This
the
level
longest, not the strongest.
Sucks. This level sucks, dude. It's massive. There's so many places that the emeralds can be, and the game keeps freezing.
And there's this weird Swiss cheese texture under the space platforms that's probably supposed to be moon rock or something.
They're so tasty looking, aren't they?
Yeah, it does look kind of like an ice cream sandwich brownie kind of situation going on here. I really don't know what's up with that.
Even 6-year-old Patrick was like, I want some of that.
I want to eat that platform.
I'm really glad that my tongue got smaller as I got older so that I didn't have that lisp anymore. But yeah. They found
His
that cure
tongue was always sticking out of his mouth when he was a child.
It's doing it again.
Oh, dang.
Dang. All
And
right.
we're on Knuckles, but we didn't get any of the awesome hip-hop music that we would
I mean,
normally
like,
be
it
getting.
really depends. Does this count as awesome hip-hop music?
Oh, let me listen to it for a second.
The real question also
I
is...
hear a little bit of soul in the back there.
Are we still...
Oh, yeah.
The real question also is, are we still recording the game? I mean, I would guess so.
I mean, it was running just fine on both screens up until now. I hadn't looked at it in a while, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder, like, you mean even though we can't see it, is like game footage showing in the background right now?
Is game footage getting recorded, and when I turn the machine off, is it going to have footage for this?
I don't know. I mean, obviously you can just keep the audio and put up something else in the background, so that's not a big issue.
That's what I'm going to do.
I do wonder if it's actually recording anything or not. I don't know, because clearly the computer's having an aneurysm, so it could be seeing the face of God right now, for all we know.
Patrick,
so
put up the real face of God. Eric, take your pants off and show me your penis so I can take a picture of it for that bit.
There we go. All right, hold on. And there we go.
That's...
Hold on, let me pull it up to the left a little.
Oh, okay, now it looks like the face of God. Okay, yeah, okay.
I gotta stretch out that little bit there.
I don't know if I can. Can we put that on YouTube? Can I put a picture of your penis on YouTube?
I'm proud of how I got the beard looking at this point.
Did you do that with Sharpie?
Oh no, it's all natural, bro.
Really?
Put your hand through it. See? Yeah.
That's you know what? Like it's coarse and thick.
Yep.
I didn't really.
That's the Swedish way, my friend.
You use conditioner.
Oh, you got me.
I can tell. It's
You got me.
It's so soft, dude.
Okay, it's not all natural,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's like organic conditioner or something.
It's
So,
way.
like, you
Mine's
know,
way worse, dude.
It doesn't just grow that way, I guess. That is a bit of a lie. Ow, Jesus.
Jesus
Uh-oh.
Christ.
I feel like I should probably take these out real quick, lest another sound start.
Yeah, I think
Because I feel like it's just going to do something else in a second.
I
It's just gonna be
legitimately have no idea what just happened. I don't know if the computer just restarted.
like, I think my aneurysm theory might be more on point than we thought.
I just pressed the Windows key and it's doing
Hilarious
something.
if like your computer just got bricked.
Sonic Adventure 2.
It wouldn't be funny for you, I guess. It would only be funny like months from now.
Yeah.
After you.
Oh, the computer restarted.
Well, that'll do it. I wonder if that's what was happening in the background. Is
Yeah,
your computer's
definitely.
been wanting to restart this whole time
Yeah,
for some reason.
it crashed and blue screened.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed a little bit of Sonic Adventure 2 this week.
Yes, we're trying to experiment with a little bit more visual to the medium.
Yeah, a little. I mean, plus just doing something different. We had 160 episodes, and we did a couple of like video game ones, and I was really proud of how the Euro Truck Simulator one turned out. And I was like, you know what? I want to do some other stuff.
It seems like there might be some wiggle room there. Something. I mean, y'all let us know. I mean, comment or something. Like,
At the moment,
anything.
It seems
anything
like
at all. Please.
Yes, please do say that we are very lonely. But it does seem like whenever it's just me and Eric and Will can't be here, maybe we'll just do video game stuff. And because I mean, you know, video game stuff works well with two people.
You heard that. Without communism, you get to play video games. Just remember that, guys.
Have you ever seen the game that North Korea made?
I'm sure they've made more than one.
No, they have not.
What?
They have made one, and it's called Pyongyang Racer. It's a real thing.
Pyongyang
Yeah.
Racer?
Put your headphones on. We'll look at a little footage real quick. Patrick can
Okay.
put it up in post.
I mean, we're still recording, I guess. Ow.
We are still recording.
Let's go ahead and we could throw one last little event into this real quick.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Show me Pyongyang Racer real quick.
And then I hope it's called Pyongyang Racer.
Or else you're gonna end up being a Pyongyang racist.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it is. Pyongyang Racer. Okay.
Oh,
Let's look some
I'm seeing some shots on the side there. A few screenshots.
Pyongyang Racer, no commentary. Check it out, dude. Patrick put up Pyongyang Racer. Look at that, dude.
Did this come out before pole position? Because then it would be pretty impressive.
I think this came out in like the era of the PS3. I'm not gonna lie. I think this was like really late. Hold on. Pyongyang Racer. What year?
Ooh.
2012. Yeah, so,
Ooh.
you know, Xbox 360, PS3, almost the PS4.
Yeah, we were almost into, I believe, what is that, the 8th generation at that point?
I never knew. I never
know
memorized those.
because I started in like the PS1 thing, and that was like the 5th or 6th generation.
We
or some
gotta
shit.
for this show when we do video games, we gotta show you some like Nintendo games that you never got to play.
Yeah, I could get into that.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to explore. Like video games that Eric's never seen. There's probably tons of them, right? So is this exciting? What do you think?
There's like barely even any other cars. I can't see anything.
Well, it's just like real Pyongyang. There's like 7 cars in the whole damn country.
Kind of heard similar things. I feel like that can't be true though. Like to a certain extent, like, because bro, I've been poor places. Like, you know, people still like get up and have to go do things. And I imagine if the country's not doing well, people would still be up doing something.
Oh yeah, people do stuff in Pyongyang all the time, but the trick is that most of those buildings are empty. They're built
right.
Yeah, they're built specifically to give the image that you are in like a nice place with a bunch of people. You want to go to North Korea together?
Well, if this is the quality of their video games, then
We could
and
go
that
there.
translates into anything else, I would say, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
This is it right here. Let's go
hold
to the
on,
Pyongyang Gymnasium. Yeah.
Memphis International Airport.
To Pyongyang.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's figure this
Pyong-
out. Let's you know, let's not talk about it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Memphis to North Korea. 2 ways to travel via train and plane.
Pretty sure we can't get to Pyongyang via train from here.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know.
Fairly certain that
I'm not gonna
that's
say.
gonna work.
I'm not gonna say it. It's possible. It's entirely possible. Let's see. How far is Pyongyang from Memphis? Departure date. Well, you want to leave tomorrow? Is that okay with you? Okay. And we'll return on May the 2nd. Yeah, that's fine.
It's probably gonna make my wife mad.
What, going to Pyongyang for a month?
At some point during that time, I'll have a wedding anniversary that I'll be missing. But you know,
It's more important that we go to North Korea for the show. Way more than, because mine is the 26th. And dude, trust me.
can we go south and visit Johnny Somali once we're done? Or do you have to like
I was
go
gonna
to
say,
like
do you
Laos
th- do
and
you-
then like go
Yeah, I was gonna
to
say, do you
South
think
Korea?
you think they'd let us just
You
walk
just
through
go to the like?
It
what
is a
it, the-
demilitarized zone. There is no
DMZ,
military
yeah.
there. So yeah,
Well, that there's a lot right on either side.
that
of the
implies that you could
demilitarized
go
zone.
through there rather easily. Though there's no military.
Right.
Yeah, so you can just walk through, as many
Right.
North Koreans and South Koreans do. They're famous for their intermingling.
They've got that peace treaty where they've got that free road in between the two countries called the demilitarized zone, where any citizen is welcome to walk between the countries at any time.
God, I wish that our country was as peaceful as the Koreans. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's been the show, folks. Thank you for watching. It is watching this time. I
Yeah,
was
you
gonna say
actually got
listening.
to look at something.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
once.
Which I don't know. Is that good? Is that bad?
I hope it's good.
Okay, me too. Well,
We'll
anyways,
see.
thank you guys. Thank you guys for listening and watching, and we'll see you next week.